My name is Louisa Williams, and I'll never forget the day we left our home country, full of hope and dreams for a better life in Canada. My husband, John, and I had been married for over 10 years, and we had 4 beautiful kids, Joy, Hope, Mercy, and David. As a stay-at-home mom, I dedicated my time to taking care of our children and managing our household. John worked as an accountant with a small consulting firm, but we struggled to make ends meet. We wanted more for our children, so when we finally got the chance to relocate to Canada, we grabbed it with both hands. The initial excitement was palpable. Our kids were bubbling with anticipation, eager to start a new life in a new country. We sold most of our belongings, said goodbye to our loved ones, and embarked on this new journey. But the reality hit us hard. We settled into a small apartment in Toronto, and I quickly realized that being a full-time mom and housewife was a luxury I couldn't afford anymore. John struggled to find a job that matched his qualifications, so John and I had to take on multiple jobs to make ends meet. I worked as a part-time cleaner, a waitress, and even a caregiver for the elderly. I remember working 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week, just to put food on the table. I was exhausted, both physically and mentally. Gone were the days when I had the luxury of focusing on my family and household chores. Now, I had to juggle work, parenting, and managing our household all by myself. The kids were adjusting to a new school system, making new friends, and learning new customs. John was struggling to find his footing, feeling like an outsider in a new country. I felt like I was losing myself in the process. I had to work extra hours just to make ends meet, leaving me little time for my family. The kids were suffering, and John was feeling the pressure. We were all struggling to adapt to this new life, and it was taking a toll on our relationships. We would often argue about the smallest things, and I felt like we were losing our connection as a family. One day, I hit rock bottom. I was overwhelmed, anxious, and depressed. I felt like we had made a huge mistake by leaving our home country. I wondered if we would ever adjust to this new life. As I poured out my heart to God, I remembered Psalm 34 verse 18, "The Lord is close to the broken-hearted and saves the crushed in spirit." Those words brought me comfort. I realized that God was with us, even in the midst of this chaos. I began to seek support, connecting with our church community and joining a support group for expats. We met others who understood our struggles, and it was a huge relief to share our story and receive encouragement. As we started to build our support network, things slowly began to get better. John finally landed a job as an accountant with a reputable firm, and I was able to scale back my work hours. I started taking classes to improve my skills, and I even began working on my own business venture. The kids started to thrive in school, making new friends and excelling in their studies. Joy discovered her passion for art, and Mercy developed a love for sports. The kids excelled in their academics, and we were proud of the people they were becoming. As a family, we started to find our footing in Canada. We explored the city, visited new places, and learned to appreciate the beauty of our new home. We would often take Sunday drives, exploring the nearby parks and lakes. The kids would laugh and play, and John and I would steal glances at each other, feeling grateful for this new life. We learned to appreciate the small joys of our new life and to trust God's sovereignty. We realized that He had brought us to Canada for a purpose, and we were determined to make the most of it. Looking back, I realized that our journey to Canada was not just about physical relocation but also about spiritual growth. We learned that, 1. God is near in times of struggle. He doesn't promise to remove challenges, but He promises to be with us. 2. Community matters. Connecting with others can provide vital support and encouragement. 3. Hope can be found, even in darkness. God's presence can bring light and hope. Our story is not unique, but it's a reminder that we're not alone in our struggles. We can find hope and healing in God's presence and in the support of others. I hope this story resonates with you. Thank you for listening. I pray God comes through for you and meets you at the point of your need. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. God bless you. Amen. Until next time, bye.